when you're thinking about hybrid and what format to choose, it's dependent on the outcome that you're trying to achieve, right? If it's a product announcement, you don't need interactivity. You don't need interactivity, and Apple has proven this time and time again over the course of the last 18 months. You don't need interactivity with an in-person audience in order to create a really cool product announcement experience. But if you're doing education and you do need to interact with your audience, then you, again, really need to put a lot of time and effort into it. We recently did a hybrid event and essentially ran 2 stages virtually simultaneously. All of the interaction with the audience when it came to do an exercise or turn to the person next to you and have that conversation. We've all been in rooms where the host or the speaker says something along those lines. All of that stuff was managed for the virtual audience on a separate stage, actually just backstage. And they got the virtual audience in this particular case, I think, got, in some cases, a better experience than in person because we put so much of an emphasis on it. And, they had a different MC. That person introduced the room and introduced the event and essentially cut to the main stage for content. But anytime it went to either, in some cases, Q&A, but also that interactivity component, it came back to the backstage area. And then speakers, as they came off stage, we pulled them into the virtual area where they could interact with the virtual audience. So again, they actually, in many ways, had a better experience than the in-person audience. Now, the in-person audience could go down to the bar and have a cocktail with each other and get to know each other, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with virtual at that point. But there's a lot there, right? We really ran 2 events simultaneously, and talk about adding an extra layer of complexity. Now we're running 2 stages in the same ballroom. Audio became really, really important, as did video, and making sure that the backstage video doesn't go to the front stage people. There's a lot to manage there. Way more staff, way more complexity, and so on.